What is going on YouTube? I'm Pocan Joe, and as always, you're pretty cool for swinging by. This is my haul video. Yeah, it's 2 videos in a day. I still have not moved from this couch. As promised, I read the last 2 books and wanted to get a haul video out to you. So in this one, I pretty much read all these except for two. Two are still in the mail coming. I got the Peter Porker Spider Ham. I got that mostly because of childhood nostalgia. I remember that character very well from way back in the day, and something else that I can't remember. I think that's usually proof that you have a problem. But anyway, hey, I got some good stuff. We're going to break some of these comic books down. But if you wanted deeper insight into these books and deeper reviews into these books, please check out Blaster Stash It Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, and hopefully more than just me and Huey will be hosting that show for you. But we'll give you a quick rundown. And by the way, how do you like the camera? Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment down below. I had lost my original camera at C2E2, and I got this one, and I don't know if I like it or not. So let me know. Please ignore the weird lighting situation right now. It's weird. I know there's like a light behind me, a light here, but if I don't, then like this half of my face is, I look like Two-Face. It gets weird. Anyway, that's too much. You didn't need to know all that. And also check out my contest entry to the Comic Core Baltimore contest. That's the video right before this one. I thought I did a good job. I'm basically begging, right? Good stuff. Okay, but moving on. What did we get from Marvel this week? Fantastic Four. Now, I found out something really cool, and I didn't know this but the reason why you got the little sticker up here is because it's actually a venomized or carnage-ized. Carnage-ized? Is that a word? I don't know. It's the Carnage Variant one that they've been putting out, and this is a good story. First off, I don't know what's going on with the art here, but that is the creepiest little girl I have ever seen in my life. Like legitimately, if I saw that in my house, I'd be like, no, oh my god! And what's going on with the boy? Like what is that about? I'm a man, baby. Like that is. I don't know. It's like they're not even trying anymore because they know we'll just buy it. But great story in here. A funny story, right? Not really action packed. It's a funny story. The kids have to learn how to drive because there's a department, a DMV, that deals with extraterrestrial vehicles. And apparently, the world's smartest girl in the universe couldn't pass it because words, whatever. And the boy ends up passing his because of like one line of dialogue. I don't know. It was ridiculous, but it's a fun ridiculous. Definitely check it out. Interesting fact in this one, the character, oh, what was her name? Gugachua? Yeah, the lady's trying to make everything small, big, and big, small. I did a little research. I found out because I've been some of these obscure characters that have just been popping in lately. I don't know anything about them, but apparently made her debut. First appearance in Defenders 126. So just throwing that out there. That's from 1983. I thought that was pretty cool. I like when they're doing that kind of thing where they kind of throw in these weird villains. No, not a whole lot of fighting in this one. Just basically just talked her out of it. So yeah, that happened. But it's still a fun read. It's comical. It's whimsical. I think is the best term for it. So it's good stuff. Next we got Amazing Spider-Man, and again I went with this kind of weird Carnage one. Um, Again, another preview for Carnage in the back, or play up to Carnage in the back. I guess it's just like everything's promoting Carnage right now, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but that's all right. But more importantly, we finally get a name to call our new villain. I'm really not good at this. This new camera's driving me crazy. I apologize. We have a name for him. Well, we have what we're allowed to call him now, I should say. I still say it's going to be a lot interesting. This is all basically monologue in this one. It's a little dry. We get Mephisto talking to a therapist. He's met this guy. Apparently, he comes from hell. He's tormented Mephisto in hell. Not Mephisto, Mysterio. Hey, why aren't you all correcting me? I really need to start editing my videos. I really do because I just sound like an idiot. Anyway, and you guys let me do it, so it's ridiculous. But anyway, so we have that going on. He's sitting down with a therapist as part of his training. Therapist wants to talk about how he died and this hell demon, because we don't know his name at the end. Then we find out that it is him. I'm really liking this villain because he's truly kind of scary. I like with the bugs and the rah, it's good stuff. It's fun. Next, Conan. Man, I don't know. This book is killing me lately. I don't know what else to do about it. You got, I don't know, damn near 26 pages of another story from his past. It was a cool story. Don't get me wrong. He got revenge for Bellet's death, right? The guy that killed Bellet. He got some chicks. Yeah, he got some meat and potatoes following him around the world. And they go and they're dropping that body, right? Um, but other than and then at the end we get the children in the corn stabbing him in the chest. It's pretty much what we got there. So that was kind of weak, right? Moving on, we have a War of the Realms tie-in, kind of, sort of, maybe Avengers. Right now, I went with this cover because I love these kind of covers, especially early Silver and Golden Age, where they think that if they put a glass bubble around their head, that they should be able to go underwater. I love that kind of cheesiness. It's good stuff. This is basically just dealing with She-Hulk's issues and the different personalities. Now, what we found out about Hulk, both in Immortal Hulk and now with She-Hulk, is that these are different aspects or personalities, right? So right there at the beginning, we get she doesn't want to be recognized as sexy Hulk anymore. Instead, she wants to be brooding, mad, angry Hulk. Why? I don't know. They don't make it very clear in there. Apparently, something about being looked at, as a pretty woman. But the problem with that is that this particular Hulk has a thing for Thor. So she's still pretty in somebody's eyes. It kind of defeats the entire purpose. I'm not really sure what the writers are going for with this. It's extremely confusing in this. I will say that I do like this particular Hulk. I think Hulk should be kind of mean and big and ravenous. I get it, right? But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they're telling a very good story in that one. What do we get that has to do with the War of the Realms? War of the Realms itself, man, this is the wrap up of the book, and man, did they do a great job. They buttoned everything up in these pages right here. It's a little larger than normal. I really like this kind of play, and I was talking to some friends about this. This is what's interesting. Basically, you have a biblical story in this. I know, right? Don't get all religious on me, man. It's just comic books, but just hold on a second. We have a son of an all-father being pinned to a something made of wood, a tree. He's tortured. He comes back, brings four of his friends, four horsemen of the apocalypse, and they do some damage by bringing thunder. And even in the Bible, it mentions the second coming of Christ as this big thunder and boom. Um, yeah, I thought that was interesting. It's an obvious play, very religious based, but still done in a way that's fun. What I didn't care for is there were some kind of tongue to cheek moments in here that were just kind of, really? Did we need to do that? They're still trying to push Captain Marvel as some sort of favorite character by people, and blah. That's all that was. All right. The next book, Punisher, War of the Realms. Man, did you read this? I'm asking you, did you read this? Oh my god. This was this gave us this is what happens when you take nihilism and Kantian beliefs and you mix them in the worst case scenario and you throw it into one person. Not only does he not give zero craps about anybody or anything, he thinks everything's just a joke. Well, not a joke, but everything's just war. We'll throw that word into it, right? And man, is it savage. So if you don't know, he had to help some people get through a tunnel to get over to Jersey to get away from the monsters. Lo and behold, there are the monsters in the tunnel. So he's got to drop some bodies, right? And he's got some prisoners that are supposedly trying to help him. They try to double cross him. He drops a couple of bodies. He makes a deal with one of them because he gets a hold of Punisher's gun and says, "Look, man, nobody wants to die here. We just want to get through. Just give me the word. Give me your word and put it on your kids or on your family's souls." And Punisher says, "Okay." So they get through. The one prisoner's left over. Prisoner's like, "What do we do next?" And yeah, Punisher shoots him in the back and drops that body. And of course, the doctor wigs out. And whoa, we're about to see some really savage stuff. I think we're about to see the breakdown of him. And with the new comic book that's going to be coming out with Punisher in it, I think it's Kill Null or something like that, or Kill. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's an advertisement for it in the back here. I think we're going to see some really sick Punisher start coming up. This whole belief that war never ends, that he's constantly pushing. I, I don't know. I think we're going to see some really cool stuff, and it's Kill Crew #1. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That is pretty cool. And also in the War of the Realms, it was really good to see Loki not dead. That's always a fun character to play with. All right, so moving on to DC. DC, of course, I got Detective Comics number 106 or 1006. I love me some Spectre. Let me be very clear. There's just something creepy about an extension of God being that neat, right? Because that's pretty much what the Spectre is. It's a very religious type of character. And then make him all powerful, and then you throw Batman's scientific mind into it as well. That's a good story. I'm very excited about this. I've always been a Spectre fan. It's good to see him back. And also, I like this preview in the end for Batman Curse of the White Knight. They do a quick preview in there where they show how the Joker escapes Arkham. Um, yeah, and the art in this story was great. I mean, the artist really just nailed Spectre in it. In this, we have a cult of Spectre-like characters, and yeah, it's some great stuff. Definitely go pick it up. Plus, that cover, right? That cover was beautiful. Moving on, Dial H for Hero. This is getting kind of weird. I don't know why I keep picking this up. But basically, in this one, all we really have is, oh yeah, Snapper Carr is in here. Okay, so if you don't know who Snapper Carr is an old comic book character, right? He's been around forever. As a matter of fact, I actually have the date where he first came out. Snapper Carr first came out in Brave and the Bold, number 28, 1960. He was kind of a support character. You know, he didn't really have any powers, but his thing was, yeah, he was that guy. Nobody likes that guy. He's kind of cheesy and he snaps. And then later in the 90s, they tried to make him a superhero where I think he was in Blasters or something along those lines. And his superpower, you ready for this? Pew pew! He had to snap the pew pew. It was the 90s. It was a weird time. There was a lot of cocaine going around. It was weird. Uh, but yeah, so we got Snapper Carr in this one, right? And basically, he's pretty much running like the Justice League in Detroit because that's where you need a Justice League. Garbage Detroit. For all you out there from Detroit, all right, I'm sorry, but if you don't know, like seriously. All right, so moving on, they're got to battle the robots that are in there. The kid keeps trying to use the phone, and he keeps getting turned into just these horrible superheroes that are just garbage. Uh, and of course, the superheroes are always way off. But what we get in this one is we get actually something kind of cool in this. We're gonna get what happens. We're gonna get the secret origins, and that's how they described it. We're gonna get the secret origins of the hero verse, right? It's one of those universes out there. So we're going to go ahead and get all that kind of squared away. And what's that about? Stupid fun reading. Don't get too deep into it. When it comes to that or some other comic book, probably want to go with the other comic book. Next, I had to pick up this cover. I always liked it when Superman uses his beams. This is number 1012, Action Comics. Man, we got some great Leviathan stuff in here. We get introduced to a character by the name of Thorn. I did not get a chance to actually look up if Thorn's been in anything else, but basically it's a split personality of this character where she was kind of savage and wants to go out and drop them bodies, right? We have a invisible mafia that's being run by the best way to describe it is Oprah Winfrey. Like seriously, she looks like Oprah. Right? You get a car and you get a car. Or actually, in this case, you get a death and you get some drugs and you. It's ridiculous. I'm loving it. But I'm liking this story. I'm really getting into this Leviathan thing because it's not a superhero story. I've made this argument before. It's not. It's a mystery spy thriller. If you kind of go into it with that kind of mind focus, it really does open up the story for you, and especially if you like that kind of stuff. No, we don't have an earthquake here. I have the computer on a screen, and whenever I move, it's like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. All right, moving on. The road to 300. Are you picking these up? I'm picking these up. Yes, I am picking these up. I've never been a huge fan of the art inside of a Spawn because it has that very realistic kind of thing to it. Never really been huge into it, but this is a good story. Um, and we got some exciting things coming up. So my predictions for this book, I'm going to spec just a little bit here. The key issues are probably not going to be 300, right? Because it's McFarlane and he's kind of a douchebag like that. Your hot ones are either going to be 299 or 301. Either way, you want to pick up that entire run out there. Good stuff about to happen here. Definitely pick that up. Great storyline. Moving on. We got I got some more Marvel. I forgot all about this one. Thanos #3. I like this. You ever hear the question, is it nature? Is it nurture? Yada 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 yada. People make that argument back and forth about, what progresses children to kind of grow up the way that they do. Well, this is definitely neither of them. This is just sick is what it is. You got little girls trying to survive. So how does she try to survive? She tries to impress Thanos. Here's the thing. It's working, right? Yes, death has kind of something to do with it in the background, but basically she's going out and getting body parts chopped off of her. Literally. They're getting like yanked off of her. And Thanos is replacing them with all kinds of stuff, right? Like in this one right here, he was like, "Hey, I told you not to, not to get your what is it? I told you not to get your leg ripped off, something along those lines." She was like, "That's why I blocked with my arm," and that got ripped off. And of course, it made Thanos laugh. Of course, the crew's kind of having a problem with this. I don't know why. They don't really define that very well. You would think they would be happy because he's not running around killing people on the ship, whatever that case may be. But obviously, it was a huge mistake because Thanos about to come up and drop them bodies, baby. So that's interesting. Plus, I love this cover. I don't know why. It's great stuff. Moving on, we got Goon. Goon. Goon's just one of those books. I don't know why. All right, so in this one, we get a story about a mummy, right? And not your mummy, but a mummy. Um, Called SETI. Guy gets cursed because he's messing around in his grave or whatever. And basically, the curse reads something to the effect of whatever he likes or loves, the mummy will come and destroy it, right? So he gets hired by the mafia, and all he has to say is, "Oh, I like this particular bad guy," and the mummy will go and destroy it. So he's made to go deal with, and it ends the most stupidest way. So they tell him to say, "Hey, tell the mummy or tell yourself that you love the goons, or the mummy can go destroy the goon." So they fight. It doesn't work out that well. And then come to find out, the most weirdest thing happens. The mummy is scared of cats. Why is he scared of cats? Because the curse that was placed on him was basically this cat being, right? Egyptians words. Don't get too deep into it. So that kind of happens, and he finds relief from it. Yay! Great for the hero. And then we get something cool. We get one of our favorite characters in the Goon storyline. Oh my goodness. And they say that little poem and chant to make him rise up out of it. So Goon's about to get very interesting. Definitely pick that up if you like silly horror. That's pretty much all it is. Last but not least, we got Dark Red. Man, I love this story. Anytime you can drop Nazi vampires. That's a good day. So in this, Chip defeats the Nazi vampire who turns out to be the brother of the Queen. We'll just call her the Queen for right now. They kidnap Chip's friend who overmakes or makes too much blood in her system. She has a type of cancer. That's why he's allowed to feed on her, and everything's like kosher between them two. It's pretty fun. Um, they capture her. They start feeding on her. Chip has to explain to his two redneck friends what he is, what he does, and he's got to go save her. And one of the rednecks convince him that they want to come along as well. I like the banter between the two. You could tell that even though they were at odds with each other, there was still some respect at the end when one of the rednecks ended up dying. Um, and there's a little bit of a touching story into it as well. So it's a good read. I've been enjoying this. I'm super stoked that whenever I go to a con, I'm able to pick up one of the exclusive variants for this book. Good stuff, beautiful art in it, unique take on vampires. I think not so much the vampire Nazis per se, but I really like this story, so I would definitely check it out. So, what did you think? We got some good stuff. We got some bad stuff. Don't forget to like, dislike, subscribe. Don't do anything. Just enjoy the video. Whatever fits you. Also, what do we got coming on? We got my auctions are up. Links down below. If you haven't gone over to the Comic Core and made some sort of video for their Baltimore contest, you need to do that. I mean, how often do you win a trip to Baltimore? Baltimore's Harbor Park is a beautiful area. I've been there several times. Restaurants, food, music, drinks, and then you throw a con on top of that, and some of the coolest people out there in the comic book community. Man, how can you go wrong? That's where you need to be. So definitely take a chance at it. Shoot a video over to them. They're all really cool. I know they're gonna feel bad, and this is the funny because I know most of the Comic Core, they're gonna feel bad that everybody can't win. So that's right, because they're just caring, genuine people that you want to be around. So yeah, that's gonna be awkward for them. But hey, it's their contest, so go on over there and check that out. Other than that, I'll see you Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Blaster Stash It right here on YouTube, where we'll talk about some of these books in a little bit more detail and kind of, man, I don't know, maybe get into an argument. That sometimes happens. Who knows? So, hey guys, take it easy. Have a good Friday. It's Friday. And take it easy. Also, send a shout out over to Spectacular Spider Grandpa. He just got some shots put into his knees. He's not feeling very well. Apparently, he's in some pain. So, if you could kind of just send him a message or something, wishing him well, I'm sure that will be great. All right, guys, for real. This time, I'm out of here. You guys take it easy. Bye.